Mum, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Mum. So, I just wanted to talk to you about when I had anorexia and what I was going through and the kind of things that you noticed that made you realise I wasn't happy. So what was the first thing you would say that you picked up on that you realised something isn't okay with Kat, something's going on?
The first thing that made me aware there was something wrong was I could smell something. Sounds awful, but I could smell something in your bedroom that didn't smell right, and I sort of sniffed around the room, and it was coming from at your bedside table, chair, chest thing. And I opened it, and inside I found a bag that must have been from your school lunch or something, with a rotting cheese roll that was mouldy and smelled awful. And that kind of made me aware or think there's something going on here. And then I happened to see your diary on the bed. And I would never ever invade your privacy normally, but because I was concerned, I had a little look in your diary, and I'm afraid, you know, the kind of things it was saying there, and I can't remember exactly, but I do remember it alerted me there's something really serious going on here.
Scary stuff. Then what did you do next? Because I remember you called a helpline at one point.
Your memory's probably better than mine. Did I?
I remember you called a helpline and they said that I was showing classic symptoms of anorexia.
Yeah, I know I made an appointment at the doctor's.
Yeah.
And the doctor wasn't very sympathetic.
Really?
No. I mean, we're going back a few years, aren't we?
Yeah.
She wasn't terribly sympathetic, or when I say sympathetic, she weighed you and said, "Why don't you just eat more?" You know,
Really?
words to that effect.
God,
yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she didn't. I think, however, having said that, she must have referred us or you to a child psychologist, psychiatrist.
Yeah, well, I had like kind of regular counselling to start with, didn't I? And then there was the counsellor that referred me to a specialist.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I do remember when I got referred, I had to go back to the doctors to have lots of tests and like physical tests done. And I remember the nurse obviously hadn't read my notes, because they weighed me and she said, "Oh, you should eat more." And I remember thinking, like, it's kind of why I'm here.
Yeah. And I remember you
That's interesting.
having put on some weight, you know, when they weighed you, because they weighed you quite regularly. I think you'd put on a pound or something.
I was basically, my scales here were inaccurate, and the scales at the doctor were accurate, and I weighed more than I thought I did, and
you were in tears.
I was supposed to go to I was supposed to have a counselling session afterwards.
Yeah.
And I couldn't face it. And I remember sitting in the back of and you went in, spoke to the counsellor.
Had a chat. Yeah, I mean, the counsellor, I have to say, was excellent.
No, she was.
She was very, very good, and she specialised in eating disorders, didn't she, if I remember rightly?
The first one. I think that's why she referred me to a specialist.
Yeah.
But either way, she was.
Yeah.
Because I think you needed someone to talk to as well.
Well, I did. Because once you do realise that you're looking for signs.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, you know, as I say, I'd found that cheese roll and realised something was wrong, and read your diary and taken you to a doctor, and then I started to notice things that you'd hidden extremely well before. Like not eating your lunch at school, and wearing clothes that don't show how slim you are. I mean, you're always a slim child, so it wasn't obvious when you had a problem.
No, I think that's really important as well, because, and I think I might have mentioned this earlier, but you don't have to look a certain way to be ill.
No, you actually had always been slim.
Yeah.
that wasn't what alerted me at all. It was, as I said, the food, the smell of the rotting cheese roll in your, or ham roll, or whatever it was. But evolved, did
and
it?
I think that's it. I think now I've kind of been through that, I feel a lot more comfortable talking to you and Dad about that kind of thing. Like if I ever felt like anxious or anything like that, I think now that we've talked about it openly, I wouldn't ever worry about speaking to you guys before. And it's funny, I even read out in my diary that after the counsellor told you guys, I was like, oh, my parents were okay actually. They weren't too bad. And I said I don't know what I was expecting you guys to react like, but I just remember I was like, oh no, they were okay actually. They were nice. And I don't know what I genuinely don't know what I thought.
Didn't know what to expect.
Any advice for any parents who might be worried about their child or might have niggling concerns?
It's very difficult because, as I said, you didn't look any different, and I wasn't aware there was a problem until the episode I told you about. But I would say if there are any signs that your child has got a problem, to straight away go, if they're of an age where you can, go with them to the doctor and seek their advice first, really. Because they know the people to refer you to, and talk to them, and just sort of be able to talk to your child. Try and get conversation going and talk about things and.
Yeah, I think that was something else I remember you guys kind of. The reason I think I did end up going to doctors and going for counselling, you didn't force me. You weren't like, you have to go to the counsellor, you have to go see the doctor.
No.
I remember you kind of approached it as, I don't think you're happy. I think you could do with talking to someone about that. And I wasn't happy. I was really, really in a dark place, and I knew that I didn't want to be there anymore. And I knew that, and I thought, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe this will help me get out of that.
You did.
So, yeah.